Alright people, let's start the next few chapters. Like and subscribe for more. We start right where we left off, with GM appearing in his aura form, and he asks if this is not the place, so he waves his hand, and recreates a familiar location for Gama, which is a kitchen. By the way, Gama seems to have gone back to his normal self, very confused though, this aura being now states that it's MC's first time seeing him here. So he got confused, he apologizes, and states that he is not the GM. Man, I'm getting heavy Bleach anime vibes from all this, like Ichigo's inner world with Zangetsu. MC asks again if this aura is not the GM. Aura replies that Gama could say that aura and GM are not all that different. He could be the GM, or the GM could be him. To be exact, it's the other way around, he utters. So MC asks who is he. Aura is stunned and starts thinking, but then it starts laughing like fucking crazy. Gama is annoyed and asks how long is he going to laugh for. This aura summons an hourglass, and apologizes. He was just reminded of some old memories. He understands why MC is intrigued by him, however, it'd take a long time to explain who he is. Aura enlarges the hourglass, and states that they don't have much time, so he'll give a simple explanation. I'm known by many names, a calamity, nature itself, space, and deity, God? Gama asks. Aura now opens his eye to show us a blue black hole, and he states that he's not a deity to be exact, he's the sword god. Now sword god opens both eyes and gives us this aura farming panel. MC is even more confused, so aura, yeah, let's just call him aura. So aura tells him that it's not the same kind of god Gama is thinking of, but it'd be best just to call him something like that. Aura would like to tell MC more, but they don't have much time, so MC asks why did he only appear now? Aura tells MC to remember that his restraints were released recently. MC now remembers that on Avalon Island system told him that the blessing of the sword god was released. Aura acknowledges that Gama has the right idea. Aura continues and tells us that at that time he wasn't fully released, that's why he's here in this incomplete form. It's a miracle that he's even able to talk him. Man, this is reminding me of One for All vestiges in My Hero Academia. MC seems very fucking confused by all this, and suddenly the aura hourglass breaks. Time's up. Kitchen starts to break as well. Aura states that this is all for now. MC realizes that grid is appearing again, and Gama starts to fall down. As Gama is falling, Aura tells him that slashing and dicing is all good, but he shouldn't be too harsh, the power he wields now. Aura stops and tells MC that he wouldn't understand right now even if he's told. Gama keeps falling and yelling that there's still much more he needs to ask. As Aura is fading from MC's view, he tells Gama to not mess it up this time, because he still believes in MC, and bam, MC wakes up, like falling in a dream type of situation, and with that we get this awesome title panel of Gama waking up from that weird dream. Chef sits up haphazardly, notification window pops up and tells us that Gama's stats have been raised, his synchronization is at 21.3%, I think this synchronization might be his compatibility with Aura. MC quickly gets up and runs for his notebook. MC only writes, Sword God, GM, and thinks that his memories have already disappeared. MC is not happy about this, but he thinks, what's important is that he keeps gathering clues. Gama looks out the window, and sees that it's raining, which means that it's monsoon season. MC is worried about how high the synchronization shot up, but it has never been to Gama's detriment so far. MC's phone rings so he looks back. Club president picks up the phone and gets yelled at that they are here. Gama quickly puts some distance between the phone and his ear. He can't believe how loud I presume weapon is in the morning. MC is shocked to hear something. MC can't believe whatever it is, and scene shifts to Starbucks cafe. Gama, being the Chad, is sandwiched between Saki and Chloe. Gama seems worried. Saki drinking her venti caramel crunch frappuccino with 5 pumps of vanilla, 3 each of caramel and dark caramel, 5 pumps of white mocha, states, who the hell would want to join a club with a poster like that? All annoyed Chloe can't believe there was still trash left over. Even Weapon is shocked that his poster worked. Chloe wonders what kind of person they are. Saki puts on her glasses and enters nerd mode. Waifu was already suspicious just from the fact that this person was intrigued by the poster. She's going to make sure to interrogate them. Saki is in full interview mode. Chloe is suspicious as well. Both waifus high five right over Gama's head. Because there's nothing wrong with being wary. Gama is thinking that he still doesn't know what the female instructor who was behind the dungeon guard and Ray were plotting. MC thinks that this new member could be a spy trying to kill him. Weapon now asks the club president if tomorrow is okay. Gama snaps out of his thoughts and tells him yes. Both waifus are happy. Chloe reminds everyone that Gama loves fish dishes. Saki tells us that the club will be established soon, and they need to congratulate Gama on his recovery. Gama tells the girls that he's very picky with sushi, but in his mind, he doesn't feel like it. Saki is also very picky. Everyone is checking their phone to find a sushi restaurant. Weapon explains that this sushi place is one of the most famous food places in the academy. Even getting a reservation is very hard. Chloe finds the menu items very delicious. With 3,000 reviews, Saki states that even Japanese people seem to like it. MC agrees to this celebratory feast. There's no way he could refuse their kindness. Now suddenly some girl interrupts them, and in walks this new waifu, asking if they are the travel club. Weapon tells her yes, and invites her to come and sit. Saki whispers to Gama that this new girl looks more normal than she expected, but Gama wonders that she does seem normal as compared to rest of the group. New girl notices Gama staring at her. New girl fixes her glasses with her middle finger. Gama wonders if she's flipping him the bird. Weapon thanks her for applying for the travel club, but Saki cuts in and tells the girl to start with a short introduction. Everyone looks at serious Saki like what the fuck. New girl speaks and tells us that she is San Hana, second year, ordinary class, and she is from Busan, and she came here after surviving train to Busan. LOL. MC is shocked to hear that she is Korean, and he again gets the bird from Hana. MC looks at this weird girl and thinks that he has never heard of the family name San before, but he thinks that Kong of the Seori region isn't a family lineage that exists in real life, either. Gama, now all happy, tells her that he used to eat tons of pork gukbap when he lived in Busan. Hana also loved gukbap, and states that if you put more spices and chives into the white broth, it becomes so good. Saki gets angry seeing all this. She elbows MC and tells him to get a grip. Gama looks at her in pain, and we get an awesome shot of waifu's thighs. Saki gets serious again and tells Hana that she understands. Now waifu wants to know Hana's motive and reason for why she wanted to apply to the travel club. Hana, again with her middle finger, states that she saw on the poster that the primary activity of the club seemed to be traveling and clearing dungeons. She continues that her marks have been underperforming this year, so she wanted to clear some dungeons to boost her scores. Saki tells her that their primary focus is on traveling. Clearing dungeons is just an additional feature. There are plenty of other clubs which have a larger focus on dungeons, don't they? Saki asks. Hana now holds her arm and tells us, now that they are second-year students, no club wants to let in an ordinary class student like her. Hana is sad or acting sad and states that it's inevitable that someone as useless as her was left behind. Hearing this sad story, everyone starts looking at Saki, who stops being so serious and tells Hana that she didn't need to go that far, and asks Hana about her weapon. Hana now cracks her wrists and tells everyone that she doesn't really have a specialized weapon or anything, but if she has to pick one, it'll probably be her fists. Rest of the group is just watching these two ladies talk. Saki wants to make sure if Hana can clear dungeons. Hana responds that she thought Saki told her that dungeons weren't the primary focus of the club. Weapon can't believe it. He's never seen Saki lose in a match of words. Saki seems to have lost the word match. But anyway, waifu understands. Hana now tells everyone that she really would like to join this club, not only for dungeons, but to create some memories before she graduates. All serious now, MC thinks that after dealing with so many customers, he's come to learn how to sort people into groups based on their small habits. Now using his sword god's blessing with this, MC sees something. Gama and Saki look at each other and Gama understands that Saki is trying to tell him that they won't be able to find other people anyway, and so President Gama welcomes her to the travel club. Hana, I guess, acts shocked that she passed. Gama tells her that they are a year younger than her, so she can speak casually to them. Hana again gives the middle finger while fixing her glasses, and is like, alright then. Everyone gets scared hearing this. It seems like she was waiting for this. Gama tells annoyed Saki that Hana is their senior, so it'll be beneficial for them to be on better terms. Plus, Chloe's politeness is enough for MC. Hana tells the juniors that they can be casual too. She doesn't want to be treated like some elder when she's just a year older. MC states that then they'll just call her Hana. Weapon now hands Hana the club entry form, because they need this turned in by this week. Hana starts going through the club form, and asks if chaperone of the club is the principal. Weapon tells her yes, because when the club president asked the principal, she accepted right away. Hearing all this, Hana gets happy, stating that she'll have a fun time in the club. This smile confuses Gama. After filling the form, Hana leaves, and tells them to call her next week. Gama still can't recall who is she. Saki notices that Gama is confused, so she asks, what's wrong? MC asks waifu, doesn't Hana remind her of someone, or is he the only one feeling this? Saki copies Hana's middle finger glasses thing, and states that she's not seeing anyone. Hana looks kind of generic with those glasses. Gama tells her stop flipping him. Suddenly MC gets a text from media, all excited. Weapon asks if the principal hear about the new member already. Of course not. MC replies and states that media is probably replying about something he asked her. It's Gama's documents, MC's family, and date of birth has been wiped. While others are confused, MC is shocked to see this document. Next chapter starts with Gama, all angry and confused, heading out first. Weapon wonders what's wrong with Gama. Chloe suggests that maybe media called him, While Saki is still trying to finish her frappuccino, MC thinks that his relatives, his relationship with his parents, everything has been expunged. Gama remembers Ray telling him about his parents. MC, walking in anger, wonders if this is what Ray was talking about. Gama thinks about the text in which media says that she considered telling him verbally, but she decided to be cautious. MC thinks that records of his family have been wiped clean. Parental information that should be on the form is gone. The only information is from after his admission in the academy, and even searching his own memories, Gama can't seem to recall his parents' faces. Chef didn't want to worry them, so the last time he contacted them was before midterms. So MC decides to call his parents directly. Someone picks up the phone, but it's an automatic answer, telling MC that the number he has dialed does not exist, and then there's just silence. MC grabs his huge iPhone in anger and it starts raining. Very calmly he turns around and starts walking back, and so he sits on that same old one and only bench in the whole academy. MC checks his photos and thinks that even they will probably disappear soon. He knows it's not a delusion, nor is his memory faulty. MC looks at the thundering clouds and tells us that his resonance of the blessing of the sword god refutes all those hypotheses. Gama realizes that his parents were merely existences to facilitate his adaptation with his blessing. The soaking wet SP knows that someone set this whole thing up. Immediately MC thinks about Aura, a design board, the GM, the sword god. MC starts to take out his knife, thinking that it could be one or the other, or perhaps both. Suddenly lightning strikes beside MC, or perhaps it was Gama who struck the lightning bolt, and oh boy, it was Gama who I presume cut the lightning while Aura farming in this panel. MC knows that someday he'll figure it all out. Scene now shifts to my queen Rachel. Aura walking with her boobs swinging and Simps trying to propose to her. Rachel tells the boys that they are not on her level, and enters the class. Rachel enters the class and boys outside start fighting, blaming each other. Rachel is annoyed and Abel tells her that it's a struggle every morning. My queen sits down with her boobs following her motion. Abel notices that Rachel is acting strange today, so she wonders if she is affected by the weather. Rachel now asks Abel for some advice on a worry of her. What worry? Abel asks. All tired, Rachel states that her self-esteem has hit rock bottom lately. She thinks that she's not half bad. Waifu is confident in her strength, and her face is pretty enough that boys follow her around annoyingly. Now Rachel stares at Abel's melons, and states that above all, her figure is definitely top tier. Abel is covering herself. Abel starts blushing like a tomato, and she yells at Rachel to stop looking or touching her boobs. Rachel calms her down, and asks Abel if she knows that Gama started a club. Abel starts shaking hearing the name Gama. Seeing Abel's reaction, Rachel asks if anything happened between her and Gama on the island. Abel tells her no, nothing happened. What is she even talking about? All blushing and smiling, Abel tells Rachel that day she had an ankle injury, and Gama left at the crack of dawn the next day. Rachel is amused, and states that Abel isn't someone who would lie, so she apologizes for being too sensitive. Rachel now jokes that she didn't have a speck of interest in Gama. Abel tells her that she never took it this far. Man, Rachel really knows how to push buttons. Rachel now gets in Abel's face and asks if the main waifu has taken his interest in Gama as well. Abel asks why is this conversation going in that direction. Rachel now gets back and tells us that feelings can change at any time. There are no absolutes in human relationships. Rachel now asks what was she talking about. Abel reminds her that Gama made a club. Rachel remembers now. She wanted to join but Weapon rejected her. Abel asks why. Rachel replies that Gama said he wouldn't accept anyone from the same class because it's burdensome. So what does that have to do with your drop in self-esteem? Abel asks her. Rachel now tells us about yesterday. Waifu was happy in going to the cafe, singing that one must drink at least a cafe cream today to maintain one's dignity, or perhaps, café au lait. It is French beverage made with a mixture of strong brewed coffee and hot, scalded, or steamed milk, typically in equal parts. Rachel used to enjoy this every morning in her home country, and so our French waifu happily went to the cafe to get café au lait, because the dignity of House de Marat must be upheld. However, at the counter she orders an iced Americano. She wants it extra cold. This change occurred because the summer in Korea is much hotter than in her country, which I presume is Paris, but suddenly waifu notices something in the cafe. Waifu gets happy to see Gama. She can't believe she found her prey in such an unexpected place, but then she notices another girl sitting in front of the group, and she notices that Gama and Hannah are smiling, and this instantly breaks her heart, and we are back to the present. Rachel guessed that MC was conducting interviews, but she can't forget his expression from the other day. The corners of his mouth were practically touching his ears. What's so good about that girl with glasses? Rachel asks, and wonders as Gama's taste is that way. Now Rachel looks at Abel, and main waifu is raging with anger. This scares Rachel. Scene shifts to the next day and we are at the Korea sushi bar. MC is not impressed with the naming sense of this world, and thinks that if the chef is Western, it'll be a total visual treat. Given this location, MC hopes that his occupational disease doesn't flare up. Others are already here. The gang is waiting for him. Gama approaches them and asks about Hannah. Wetpan tells us that their senior can't eat raw fish, so she won't be attending today. MC finds it curious, because Hannah is from Busan, but she's a bit peculiar. Gang now enters the restaurant. Chloe is looking forward to some delicious food. MC is amazed, feels like he's back in his hometown. Wetpan orders a table for 4, and I guess we can also spot Nox in the restaurant. Seeing her brother, Chloe gets scared and bumps into Gama. Everyone notices each other, and Saki asks, "What's wrong?" Gama asks Nox, "What is he doing here?" Well, Nox is working part-time at the restaurant. MC thinks that he doesn't care about the what, but why is Nox here? Isn't he a member of the Auditora family, a wealthy clan, even within the worldview? MC wonders if Nox hid his identity and got an undercover job. Did he receive some kind of request? But suddenly the sushi chef yells at Nox, why is he watching the customers? He tells Nox to move on, and tells us that, just a few days ago, Nox was crying and begging for work, so why is he stopping now? Boss tells him that, time is sushi, lol, and Nox apologizes. Saki suggests that they shouldn't disturb Nox and move on. Gama agrees. Now the group is checking out the menus. Saki already likes it. Wetpan also finds it interesting and understands why there are so many people, but man, that menu is expensive. Gama is just staring at sad Chloe. Gama now tells Chloe that Nox probably has his own circumstances, and since they are here, they should just focus on enjoying the food. Chloe understands. MC thinks that the relationship between these siblings really is stiff. Chloe seemed to be looking forward to this gathering the most, but now she is sad. Saki elbows Gama again and tells him that Korean sushi special there is amazing. 11 pieces of that price is pretty decent, right? She asks. MC asks her if 400,000 won for a single set is considered a reasonable price. Saki tells him that it's a rare get-together. Did he come here just to pinch pennies? Or does he want to go somewhere else? She asks. Gama is like, forget it, they should stop talking, and tells everyone to order whatever they want. Saki is like, okie dokie, and gets ready to order. Gama just stares at waifu and thinks that Saki is ultimately a different breed from him. MC can't get used to the class disparity, and so in no time, 11 glistening pieces of sushi appear. They look tasty. Saki states that even in Japan one rarely finds quality like this. Even the ingredients look fresh. Wait, it's like 11 pieces each. Damn, that's going to be expensive as fuck. Saki, while taking a snap of the food, notices MC's face and asks what's wrong. Does your stomach hurts? She asks. MC states that it feels a bit off to say this as the one eating, but the ingredients are good, but the knife skill ruined them. According to MC, the fish is weeping. Saki asks, really? Nox gets angry hearing all this. Because that jerk MC said the one thing his boss hates the most. Boss calls out to Gama, and in anger asks him what did he just say. All 3 scared waifus look at the boss, but Gama doesn't give a flying fuck, and tells the boss that it's exactly as he heard. His technique isn't bad, but it's not skilled enough to command this price. Boss now taunts MC to teach him a thing or two. If MC is so confident in his knife skills, he should show the boss. Personally, alright guys, here's the thing. My stupid ass has decided to start my PhD, so for now I can only manage 1 video every week. I hope you guys can be patient with me. Alright, I'll see you all in the next one.